Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. Got another locals video for you, this time with Bonney. Just want to start off the video saying, if you guys are wondering where I got my playmat from, it's from Nen Garden. You can use coupon code StrawHatPecan. Click the affiliate link down in the description to check them out. Coupon code gets you 5% off. They just got a bunch of restock stuff. I use the Shanks playmat, as you can tell. Very nice stuff. And if you guys are into Gundam, which this is just so dope. This is so dope. You can pick that up. It's a new playmat. They've got a bunch of different designs. Really good stuff. Also, if you guys are picking up any singles from TCG Player, my affiliate link is in the description there as well. If you want to support the channel in any of those ways, those links are down there. But let's get into the video. Of course, I'll have my deck list at the end, and we'll go over our thoughts from the locals as we go. All right, we got round one with Bonney versus Blackbeard. Looks like I'm keeping that hand, I think because we just had a Hody. Before we get into this though, I do want to do a disclaimer. I apologize that I shuffle my hand sporadically. It is not something that I'm conscious about. I fidget around a lot, okay? I try not to do it excessively. I have to be conscious of it to not do it. And when I'm playing these games, it's hard for me to be conscious of like keeping my hand still while I'm thinking about my lines to play out and, you know, trying to think about the game in general. So yeah, I do apologize, but if it's something that like bothers you so much they want to leave a mean comment about it or whatever, that's fine. I'm not going to stop you, but it's not something that I am in really control of, truthfully. So just want to get that out of the way. Also, be nice to any of my opponents. This is just a locals. At the end of the day, I wanted to play Bonney here because there's been a lot of talk on like green and how strong it's getting, especially with 8-cost Kid, and obviously Tashigi and Rosinante are the main factors behind that and how strong they are in protecting the 8-cost Kid. So I wanted to see how it's playing out and just show you guys. I honestly went into this thinking that I would lose every matchup between like black decks and this, right? Which, because historically Bonney has had a really bad time with removal decks. So we did, I think, lost the dice roll, so we're just going first. But we have a Hody in hand, a couple of 5-drops just to play out. It's always good to just try and spread the board a little bit. The 9-drop Shanks is good because even if it gets frozen, or, you know, not get frozen, but like even if it doesn't get its on play, you know, it's still a really high stat line character to hopefully swing over any Blackbeard blocker, right? So it looks like he picks up the Burgess from his search. We draw into a Baby 5 Searcher. We just go 5 at the feet. We do our own search. Look at top 5. For a Don Quixote Pirates, we get only one option, Rosinante, but, you know, bluffing it out a bit. You know, make your opponent think you got options, maybe. Never let them know what you got in terms of your hand and resources. But yeah, I understand that Smoker in set 10 is really strong with the 8-drop Kid and how well it can protect it. It goes 5 at our Baby 5 Searcher, it just goes. Then he plays out the Doc Q and a Vasco Shot. All right, so then we just top deck into a 10-drop. We have 5 here. Not really a great set. We go 5 at life, and he did not deny our on plays, so we... No, I think he did. I think he did. I think we just played it out to have a body out, because obviously against Blackbeard, you just need to go wide as possible. Honestly, there could be an argument to play out my Scratchman of Pooh, but I think the Doc Q just KOs any 2-cost, right? Or 1-cost, I'm not sure. But he plays out the Laboon, so yeah, there goes the Bonney. Unfortunate. Goes 6 of life we take. I'm sabotage my opponent's deck by taking my life too aggressively. So he oh no, Doc Q KO's a 1-cost, right? And then he pitches for lead ability, so we do not get on play effects. But really, we go 5 of Laboon. I might, you know, so then we go 8 of Laboon, and he countered out the 5 and then blocks out the 8. So Hody on play doesn't get to rest anything, but is still a rush card and then a 7-cost. So it's a little bit harder for him to remove it with just the Laboon and Doc Q, right? He'll play out like a Van Augur or something like that. or use like a finger pistol after using Laboon, right? But in this matchup, really, we're just trying to go wide, getting rid of some of his removal. And we take the 5. So he goes -4 on Hody, and then, yep, just finger pistols. Or some, no. He uses the 4 cost event that KOs something with like a 4 cost or less, I believe. So he plays out the Burgess. But he has been pitching for leader ability a good amount, which does mean his hand size is a little bit less. We go 8 of Laboon, it goes. We go 5 for a Cavendish, no effect because we don't have our own plays. And then we leave 1 Don up for our leader ability. So hopefully after getting rid of the Laboon and the fact that he doesn't have a huge hand size because we didn't go after the Doc Q, we'll be able to keep our Cavendish, which will get us obviously more value with the when attacking. So he goes, I think 6 at life. We rest the Burgess, and also because we haven't really swung at the draw cards or really anything, like he doesn't have a huge trash. So he uses his finger pistol, get rid of our Cavendish, and then plays out the Van Augur. So I think Burgess is only like a 6 or a 7, and then he pitches for leader ability, leaving nothing in hand. But it does make Burgess a 7k. So that does mean we have to at least commit to Don to get rid of the Burgess, which we do want to do, obviously. So we go 7 at Burgess. Saying to myself, like, oh, what do I do now, really? So probably just going to play out a 5-drop. So we play out 1 for Baby 5, 1 for Search with Baby 5. Just giving him a target to maybe use. We use the 0 cost event. And then looking for 5 for probably Carrot, I think. And pass with 1 Don open. So he does have the removal for not Carrot, actually, because I think Doc Q KOing a 1 cost, right? He would need more reduction than Van Augur can do, because Van Augur only does -3, I want to say. So hopefully we just keep the Carrot alive. Be really nice. He goes 9, and we take, and we rest his leader. And nope, no Carrot. That is the finger pistol, unfortunately. He has been doing a really good job keeping my board locked down. But he doesn't have anything to pitch for leader ability, though. So we just 10-drop freeze everything, go 5 at life, get that hit on because, again, no cards in hand. But now he's back up to 2, so he can use leader ability. So he just doesn't have a play, so all he does is pitch the 4 cost KO event to keep our on plays off, which, you know, fair enough, because he can't really do anything else because his board is frozen. We're going to go 7 at life. Use 7 for Hody. Nope, on play, so I don't have to take a life, but I don't get to rest anything. Just go 8 at life, and then go 10 at life. Put him down to 0 life. Looking pretty good. Again, he can't use Van Augur, Doc Q to KO anything because our board is too high cost. And so if he plays out the 10-drop, we still have 2 things to split with, right? Because he can't get rid of anything else. So we would just basically have to math him out because I don't think he has too big of a hand anyway. I think he has like a, what, 3 or 4 in hand after hitting all the life. So we'll see. He uses Lafitte to search. Lafitte. And he takes the stronger, the 2k counter. Gets out Laboon, Van Augur, and Doc Q to KO the Hody. So a lot of resources to KO the Hody. 7 at life. And we go 2 and 1 to block out just in case we do need to go. But I think he doesn't have a huge hand size, so all we have to do is split. I think he has 3 in hand. So we just have to go split between our 10 drop, go 11, he blocks out, and then go 14 and GG. So yeah, basically strategy is just we're going to get our on plays denied, but hopefully that just means they don't have a huge hand size. Our leader ability does help us KO their, or not KO, but like deal with their Burgess, because it'll become rested so we can swing into it before it gets super buffed up. So I think in general, maybe Blackbeard players just don't play the Burgess out until it's like they can play out a 10 drop, so I can't use my leader ability. I think that is, I don't know. I don't really play too much Blackbeard, but GG to our round 1 opponent. All right, shout out to our round. Oh, he's still shuffling this thing. All right, shout out to our round 2 opponent, Shanks. A really bad matchup, I'll say. And we are also going first because we lost a die roll, so we just play out the Bonney Searcher. Pass, he goes 2 Dawn. The reason I think it's a bad matchup is he does have a lot of removal for our bodies still. And we oftentimes are not swinging more than like 5k with our leader early on because we're playing kind of curve and have to leave it Dawn up for leader ability. So yeah, he's just going to get all of that free value from his leader ability, right? So looking here, yeah, probably going to have to pick up a Cavendish. But I think we didn't have a kid, so that's the reason I take it. Which, yeah, it sucks bottom decking 2 Cavendish, but we have 2 Bonney Searchers still. I think we have a 3rd in hand still. Yeah, so hopefully we'll find another Cavendish. We didn't find any 8 drops beforehand, and the 8 drop can save us in a lot of matchups. But he just swings at the Bonney Searcher with 6, leaving 3 Dawn up. So I'm like, okay, at this point we just know he has a lot of big bodies in his hand, right? If he's not playing out anything. So we're kind of in danger for the late game. And yeah, now that we bottom deck 2 of our Cavendish, we have to pick up that one, even though I like the Hawkins, hard to remove and a good body for this matchup. We go 7 at life, and then we're going to probably search again with that other Bonney Searcher. So he counters out with a 2k in leader ability, and then we take a 2k and just pass after I mess up my life a little bit. But yeah, just have to adjust a little bit. Now that I know he doesn't have anything on board, I don't keep any Dawn up. And he just goes big number, I think at life, like 9 or so. You know, 8 at life, and we just take, because, you know, again, I'm just a little bit worried for my late game. I think at this point, maybe I should just play out, but I want to get a lot of value off of my searchers. We go 7 at life. Because here with 5 Dawn left, we can play out Cavendish and then still search with, and he counters out. So we restand 2, so then we can search with both of our Bonnies again. We have just a really big hand, but however, it's going to come down to late game because I wasn't able to apply pressure early on. Take the Bonney just to be able to freeze something. And then we search again with our other Bonney. So 5. Finding another kid, which is our only option. So unfortunate that we took the first kid when we could have had at least 1k counter from another Cavendish, right? But it is what it is when you search that many times. But I mean, look at the hand size. We have like 10 in hand. It's kind of crazy. And he hasn't played out anything. So you think like, oh, I'm in a great position. However, he uses Rayleigh, pops our Cavendish, and then, yeah, gets rid of a Bonney Searcher too. So just like that, you know, we know he has a ton of late game in his hand because he didn't play out anything early. And we were up into 9. So here, honestly, we could go Cavendish and Hawkins too, but that would leave us with no Dawn. So we're at 6. But we're getting a lot of value off of our searchers, right? You know, while they're on the board. Just getting another 2k counter. 5 left. So I know he's going up to 10 Don. We go 7 at life. And he takes. I could have played out the 5 cost Bonney, but we just pass. I think I had more options than I thought of there, and really probably should have done some different stuff, but is what it is. I wanted to apply pressure, but I really probably should have just so we go 8 at the searcher and it's gone. Rest is leader. Ben Beckman clears our Cavendish. And Uta Searcher. See what it picks up for him. Looks like a 2K counter. And he leaves 2 Don up, so could have the Red Hawk. But yeah, I feel like I maybe not misplayed, but like I could have done way differently in my beginning game. It's rough against Shanks for a lot of reasons. Even though I had early game plays, I could have done. We just swing 5 life and looking at maybe 10 drop, but then we don't get the max value, hitting 3 targets. At this point, we could have had another Cavendish in hand too. That would have been really good to Cavendish and Hawkins on this turn. We go 5, keep the Rayleigh locked down, and then 5 for another Don, so he can't play a 10 drop, which is nice. But I feel like I should have kept the pressure on in the early game by playing out more bodies if I could have, in the more efficient ways for my Don. I don't know. Maybe searching so much wasn't the play. Who knows? But it's like, he uses a Rayleigh and goes 6 of life. Goes 7 and we take. But now the 5 cost Bonney is a 4K body, so that's really unfortunate. Because I knew from how he was playing in the beginning that he had a lot of late game options. So I probably shouldn't have, I don't know. I don't know if my late game options are proper responses to his. But he plays out the Film Shanks and KOs my 10 cost. Really rough to see, especially since I don't have another 10 cost to respond with that. It's a little early to play out a kid because we still have 2 life left. I should probably just apply pressure to one of his bodies and play out a Hawkins. But we'll see what I do. I think, yeah, with Hawkins, that leaves us 4 Don. I could put 3 and like go 9 at Ben Beckman, right? He goes 6 and he gives us a 2K counter. We go 6 at life again. And at this point, I don't think I can really rush him down, especially not with the bodies that I have. So we freeze Beckman with Carrot. Go 2 for killer, attach a Don to him so we can get some card draw at least, protect our board maybe. But at this point, he has too many big bodies. I don't have Doflamingos to lock him down. So I'm kind of trying to rush him, but he plays out a dragon. Super good. And also I make a mistake, I think this turn or next, with the dragon Don. He goes 7 at 6 and we go 2K. We rest that Film Shanks. And here I'm thinking like, okay, do I just let the Bonney go? But then I'm like, no, you need 3 characters on board to get the draw from killer, so gotta block out with him now. We draw into a Rosinante, and then Bonney goes. He goes 8 at life, and we take. And leaves 2 Dawn up. And it's also just unfortunate because we go 6 of life, freeze the Beckman again. We go 5 of life. He gives us some more counter. So right now he has a 10-drop Dragon Rayleigh froze with Beckman 2. So all he has is leader and Rayleigh, but I don't have any Dawn up. If you wanted to, you could split. Here he plays out a 6 character. We realize he trashes something in a second. It doesn't matter since it was frozen anyway. But here I counter out incorrectly because I don't remember that he still has 2 Dawn after Dragon. So I take this and then he swings 10, where I could have countered out 9, which I just totally forgot that he still had 2 Dawn up, and that was my mistake. So now I have to counter out more, which sucks because I want to play out Kid. So keeping one of those cards in hand would have helped me, right? One of those 2K counters. So yeah, he realized he had a trashy character, but it doesn't matter because it was frozen. It's not a big deal. So go 5 of life, freeze. But I think at this point he has 5 in hand, 1 life. I could have just split with Hody, to be honest. I don't know. Like there's not a lot of point to going for board. Like we have Kid and a leader ability. Plays out a Rosinante, but we had to give up an extra counter last turn, so that sucks. We don't have a lot of counter here. We would have had at least 1 more counter from that Cavendish pickup in the beginning, but it doesn't matter. We have just too many bricks. We should have just gone for game, I think, with Hody, because he didn't have any Dawn open. But he goes 12 after playing on another dragon, or no, not another dragon. And he plays out the Shanks, so it goes 12 of 7, and then we're just kind of dead. So yeah, GG. Just an unfortunate matchup. I feel like I had some misplays here and there. Overall, it's not a great matchup for us. Shanks just does pretty well into Bonney, I would say. I think I just played wrong, though, a lot of the cases. So let me know in the comments what you would have done differently. But shout out to our round 3 against Queen, playing out a who's who. But just in general, my thoughts on Bonney and Green, right? We just suffer really bad against removal decks. So getting the Tashigi was a much needed card, right? Without Tashigi, Green is just kind of irrelevant in the meta. And who knows if in OP11, Jinbei is even going to run this stuff, because he's kind of archetype locked to a lot of Fishmen's. So I don't even know if there's going to be a problem for that long of a meta. If people are complaining about 8-drop Kid, I don't think it's going to be super relevant for super long if it is. And if it is, Green has been out of the meta for a long time. Bonney was pretty good for a while, but it was never the top tier, right? It was always Rob Lucci, Black Yellow Luffy, any kind of removal. And then yeah, I'm just kind of glad that it's getting a little bit of spotlight, I would say. But against this matchup, I really do like the... We can just go 5 of the who's who. The Shanks that we just picked up could be good, because obviously Queen needs an 8-drop on board. So if we can rest one of his 8-drops he plays out and then just KO it, would be really nice. We just go search with the baby 5. Look at top 5. We pick up Doflamingo. Really good in this matchup because Queen needs when it's hacking from his leader. So if we can lock down the leader, really good. But I realized that the Tashigi is annoying to play against when your opponent, right, has Tashigi, Rosinante, and an 8-drop Kid out. And against Smoker specifically, with how much Dawn he can restand, it is very possible for in one turn to get out all those 3 bodies, right? Whereas against Bonney, you need to keep a Dawn up for your leader ability. It's a little bit harder to restand stuff. So, and then opponent plays out the Hiyori 2K counter to take his bottom life, replace his top. So we'll see what he put in there. We get a Hody, go up to 6 Dawn. So yeah, Green definitely needed the new support it's getting. But I totally get from, somebody playing against the decks that 8-cost Kid is rather tricky to get rid of now. or will be in set 10. So we'll see. We'll see how things go. We'll see how the ban list affects things. Plays out the Satori. So we play out the carrot just so that we can get a little bit of value in these coming turns from anything he does trigger out of life, like any 4 costs or so, like the Satori. But also I just didn't have a great play for the turn. I don't really need to freeze a Dawn at the moment. But for next turn, I definitely will try to want to freeze a Dawn. But yeah, I totally, in today's local, with how much Lucci, Blackbeard, and Black Yellow Luffy was around, expected just to lose every match. However, it's kind of funny that my round 1 we actually won against the Blackbeard, but then round 2 Shanks is I think a bad matchup for us. But he plays at the ulti, look at top 3, pick a card from that. You don't have to reveal it, and then put the rest at top and bottom in the order. Pretty good for Queen. Thought I would lose a lot of matchups to black matchups here, but he ended up losing to red, which, yeah, fair enough. Shanks is pretty control heavy as well, so it kind of makes sense. We go 6 of life, freeze to Satori. The reason I didn't swing with leader first is anything maybe from life that would stop Carrot's swing. So we have 8 Dawn to work with. We could play out Cavendish and Bonney, but that wouldn't leave us any Dawn up for leader ability. But honestly, I think that's kind of fine, I would say. If we freeze him on 9 Dawn to only have 8 active, that means he might play out an 8-cost body, but wouldn't be able to get value from leader ability. So we just go 5 of life. And then we do want that Cavendish on board for our Doflamingo turn so that we can get Dawn back after that. So play out the Cavendish, back up to 5 active Dawn, and then, yeah, I think we're going to play out the Bonney just to freeze his Dawn. So he'll have 8 active Dawn. So no leader ability, at least, which is good. So he plays out the Nami to KO the Cavendish. Unfortunate. Sad. But 3 Dawn left. So he goes 6 at Carrot. So he goes 5 at life. I just let the Carrot go. Just kind of wanted to protect my hand size. I guess I didn't want to... I don't know. Don't really need it too much. I'm more worried about his big bodies, and also we're gonna just 10 drop. Or no, not Cavendish. Not 10 drop here. We're gonna Cavendish because hopefully he doesn't have another. Way to remove it, right? So I think we're going 6 so that we can play out another 5 cost and then keep. Get another Carrot out. Yeah, maybe I let the Carrot go because I had this Carrot in hand that was going to play out anyway. So I'd rather just keep the counter in hand if I need to 8-cost Kid. But I'm expecting, honestly, for my 8-cost Kid to... so here he veggies my my Cavendish that I just played out. You might be like, why? It's because Queen's leader ability, you need to have very low hand size to heal. It's like you need 4 total hand size and life to be able to heal. So you need to be at like 2 in hand, 2 life to be able to heal. So he plays at the Yamato, KOs nothing, right? Because we only had a 4 life total and I have 5 cost bodies. He goes 6 and then heals. And then he goes 5 at life. We go 10 drop Doflamingo here. So yeah, he just used the veggies so that he could have the hand size to be able to heal, right? So we go 10 for that. Freeze We go 6, or no, yeah, 6 with the carrot and freeze another thing. So I think we have his whole board kind of locked down and his leader. He gets a Satori from life. But he trashes the S snake. So he goes 6 at life and he takes. And then I realize he has 2 in hand. I'm like, all right, just go 7. And he ended up not having the counter. It's just a fun game. You know, he could have had the counter if he didn't trigger out the Satori, I think. But maybe he didn't expect me to go for game there. Because honestly, I probably should have just swung 6 and keep it down up for lootability. But I had a decent amount of counter, I guess. Who knows? GG, though. Fun match, fun match. Because again, you know, locals is supposed to be fun. So I had a really fun time playing that match. And also with all the people. All my people on my locals are really nice guys. They're all chill. And I hope y'all have a good locals experience too. I hope you guys can have a nice environment to play this game that we're all into, right? But getting into our round 4, we got another Blackbeard. So I'm glad because, you know, I wanted these matches to kind of showcase where Bonney kind of falls apart with like your removal. And maybe saw that honestly with Shanks because he was doing really well at you know, removing all of my Cavendish, my 5-cost bodies with like Rayleigh, and then my 10 cost with the Shanks. And honestly, Blackbeard can remove a lot of my 5 costs as well, but the saving grace for this matchup is Hody because it's a little bit harder to remove, and also it's just aggression where typically they are pitching against Bonney on our 5 Don and up turn, right? Because all of our 5 costs have on plays, so they want to get value off of that, pitching for leadability kind of early from that. So Hody typically is going to connect with those 8K swings. So it's good aggression. But again, just want to reiterate how I always say just have a fun time at locals. These matches aren't super serious. We are going first against Blackbeard, which kind of sucks. I think we lost dice roll. We play out the Bonney, which I'm like, okay, you know, it's going to be safe. This jerk plays out the Doc Q to KO my searcher. Really rude. We go 7 to Doc Q. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have given him the card draw there, but I get a little bit worried that, you know, he'll be able to just remove my board after getting that out so early. And we don't get value from our Bonney searcher, which kind of sucked. In my head, I did not think of the Doc Q coming out. I don't know why. I just did not think of it at all. He plays out the Surge. That's the stage. Oh, I don't know. My brain. But his trash is already kind of filling up from all these searches. And it goes, I think, 7 life. And we pick up another searcher, so that's cool. We draw. Go up to 5. We go 5 of life. And he takes. So we stun one of his Rested Don because he didn't leader ability. So he's going to be at 5 active. Yeah, 6 Don, but 5 active. So we search it with stage. And picks up the Lafitte, I believe. Yeah. But again, we got the Hody in hand, looking good with that. We don't have a lot of bodies to go wide with. So we take the hit to leader, plays out the Burgess. And then I believe he pitches for leader ability. Yep. So we'll be at 7 Don. We have a lot of searches we could do, or we could also just play out Hody and just go, you know, kind of aggressive at him. We wouldn't have Don open for leader ability, but But we're looking to, you know, just going to do a couple searches. See, we pick up the Eustace Captain Kidd. Not a great card in this matchup. However, it's still like a body, you know, because if he stuns it, we can't, you know, obviously can't use it to defend our life, but we do need late game bodies anyway, right? Take up a Cavendish. Because hopefully he just can't remove it, you know. We go 6 of life. Go 7 of life. Get him down a little bit. Also just hoping for no triggers out of his life. Blackbeard does run a few cards, right? I think like Sky Slicer lets you draw 2. It's super good for them. Hand size is very delicate for, I think, this deck. especially with you know, a matchup where you kind of want to pitch consistently at a point, right? But he does have the Burgess. That is a 6K swing right now. So hopefully we can deal with it with leader ability, right? If he swings at all, we'll rest it. Hopefully we can KO it before it gets super big, but also he's at 2 life. So with the Hody in hand, 2 life, we could push pretty fast depending on if our 5-cost Bonney survives, right? So we'll see. He's separated on the Don. He searches, picks up a Vasco shot with stage. Now he is a 7K with that Burgess, so a little scary. Getting a little scary. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Goes 7 at our Bonney. Or no, he goes... No, he goes 9 because he had 2 attached on. So, and then plays out 2 blockers, 2 Vasco shot. But because of those 2 blockers and the fact that Burgess is a 7K, it would be a lot of Don to have to commit. And then also with the 2 blockers, right? I can't really get rid of him by just swinging at him. And he pitched for lead ability too, so we're just going to search with our Bonnies. Finding that Hody kind of does suck. So I'm thinking, yeah, we're gonna pick up the Hawkins. A little bit harder to remove. A good 7K stat line to swing with. I kind of want to play that out here. I think I will be able to. So we go another Bonney search. Pick up a kid because that's our only option. We go 5 of life. And he uses a counter event, 2-Don counter event. I think KO's an active, cost 3 or something he said, but also goes up +4 or something for 2-Don or 3. So it gets out of the swing but doesn't KO anything. And then we go 6, he blocks out. Could be an indicator he doesn't have a lot of counter, but also could just be something he wants to fill his trash for Burgess, right? Blocking out, so maybe Burgess is going to be a bigger swing this turn. He could maybe buff it up to an 8K swing. He picks up another Burgess from the search, right? Goes 10 beard, freezes our blocker, so we can't block now. And he goes, clears out our searchers. So yeah, Burgess is at 8. I think we're recounting the trash just to make sure. And then I'm thinking I have a couple of options, right? I could play out Kid. I could play out Shank just to have something. We go 5 of life. He blocks out. Again, could just be a sign that he doesn't have counter. Could be something he just wants to build up his trash. We go 5 and 5 for just more bodies. Go super wide because that's our best answer. If he freezes something with a 10 drop, he's not going to remove any of these 5s, right? So that means we'll have 4 swings next turn against 2 life, plus a Hody that makes 5 swings. That's really good. He goes search it with the stage. I think he whiffs, or I don't know if he whiffed, but I don't. But he picks up the 10 cost, or no, plays out the 10 cost. Thinking what he wants to freeze. So I believe he picks up the carrot to freeze here, which Cavendish does get a lot of value with his swing and his 2 active Don back. However, that carrot can lock down his Burgess, which gets a lot of value, you think, because Burgess is now an 8K, going to be a 9K swing, right? So losing a 9K power body for my carrot just swinging is a lot, right? You're thinking a 9K power body versus I get 2 Don back. He does pitch for leader, so not a huge hand. I think he's at like 2 or something. So we have 5 swings. We go 5 of life. Or no, I don't think he has a hand. I don't think he has anything in hand. Gets card from life, nothing, no trigger. So he has 1 card in hand. So we go Hody, so that way I can get some value. So we go 7 at Cavendish, get 2 active Don back. So we have 4 active Don, a 6K, 7K, and an 8K swing. He takes that last life, no trigger. So now he has 2 in hand, 2 blockers. So I'm thinking, what's my math? Gotta be to give me a best bet. I can go 799, and he just has to have like a 2K and a 1K to get out of that. So I'm like, I don't know, 7, but he ends up conceding because he just had no counter. It was just 2 events that didn't do much from him out of life. So GG, kind of how it goes. You know, you have to pitch to get rid of my on plays, but it kind of hurts you if I can just go wide with my bodies and play out a Hody. Like it really, I still think he made the right choice with freezing the carrot, because I don't know, if I don't win there and then the Burgess is locked down, you lose a lot of value. You still have 2 10 costs, but I don't think he had another 10 cost, obviously, so I would have been able to, you know, rest one of them, block out, right? But GG, we ended up winning our 2 matches against black decks, right? Blackbeard. But I think right now in set 9, Blackbeard isn't totally unwinnable as Bonney, right? I think we just have to see a Hody, and it's pretty good for us. But in set 10, with his support, I think it's going to get a lot worse. Even with the TCG, right? I think that would help us against like Lucci, but Lucci isn't super in the meta right now. It's more so Blackbeard, I think, and Doflamingo, right? So here's like the list. I will say, like, could change out maybe 1 searcher, not searcher, 0 calls for another Shanks, to put up to 3, right? Because it's really good top end. But I you know, it's honestly been a while since I picked up Bonney. I haven't really played it at all in set 9. This is like the first time that I did for this locals. So a little bit rusty, but you know, with how much people are talking about like green in set 10, I want to give it a try in set 9. See how it's currently doing. I think if we fight a Lucci, that is a worse matchup and probably more of like a better showing of like the current state of Bonney versus removal, right? But honestly, you kind of saw how we suffered against it against Shanks, but that's not typically the matchup you think about removal, right? But it is kind of how it went. I don't know. Let me know what you think of the list of Bonney and green in general. Are you going to be playing Smoker or any green decks in set 10? You know, using that 8-drop kid with TCG is a pretty good combo, right? Let me know what you think of it down in the comments. Again, just a fun locals, nothing too serious. You know, don't be overly critical of, you know, the people, the nice people at my locals that are kind enough to let me film there, right? It is a privilege to be able to film at these, just to get some fun in-person footage for you guys. Let me know also what you want me to play at more of my locals. I like taking suggestions. I don't always have the cards for some of the decks you suggest, but any ideas, float them in the comments. I'll try and check it out because I like some variety, right? I do want to pick up Zoro Sanji, but might wait till EBO 2 for that, to be honest. I haven't played Bell Betty in a minute at locals. I keep wanting to try Robin out to get a locals win on camera for you guys for Robin. But yeah, let me know what you would think to play at maybe next locals. Any suggestions, leave them in the comments. Fun time. We ended up going 3-1. Yeah, so I think we got like 6 or something. I like 16 people, so not too bad for green. Again, I did play a lot of Bonney in like set 7 and 8, but kind of put it down in set 9. Was waiting for some of the support coming out in set 10, and yeah, with a lot of hype around the ban list, I don't think Kid is getting hit. I don't think anything green's getting hit, to be honest, and that's kind of what I said in my ban list video. But it'll be interesting how the meta around this is, if a lot of removal does get hit. If like 8-drop Moria gets hit, for example, that would probably make this a lot stronger. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed. Just another casual locals video. Leave a like, subscribe, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye bye.